Hey CG, I'm Parker Ferguson.
And I'm Hannah Bumps.
And we have your announcements for Friday, December 2nd, 2016. The committee has been meeting since September to discuss whether school start times need to change. Hannah Bumps and Deacon Long bring you the story.
The school board put together a committee of staff members, parents, and community members to investigate the research and probability of making the school start time change.
So the committee actually has had two meetings. One at the beginning of the year where we sat down and we talked about all the research, we read the research, not all the research, but we read a lot of it. And then we talked about the logistics and the impact, and we wrote down all of, what are the obstacles of getting something like this done, getting the change. And so we listed all that. Then we did a community forum. We had a doctor come in. She spoke. She's a specialist in sleep studies, and she spoke at a community forum. I think we had about 140 or 150 people attend that community forum.
If we have school later, then practice for football practice would get done at like 7. So the only way to counter that is if we have practice in the mornings.
If school started later, I would really not be in favor of that. One of the main reasons is I coach spring sport. I coach girls softball, and it would make it very difficult to get home at a decent time, especially on game days.
Starting school later would be great, but between my job and my cross-country practices, it would make my schedule a lot tougher to arrange.
We know what the research is saying, and we want to do as much as we can for students, and that's our first mission, is make sure we take care of every child in the district and provide them with the optimal environment so that they can have that exceptional experience.
Though much research shows that later start time helps adolescents, according to the 2013 Hanover Research Study, there is no evidence that starting later helps elementary students. In fact, elementary students are a major consideration in this choice.
I personally think that late starts are a bad idea because my job is babysitting after school, and kids would get out later, so that means that I would have to rush after school to go to my job, and it would just kind of throw things off.
The committee is going to narrow it down to one option to present to the school board, but all voices will be heard.
We're going to survey students, so that's one thing. We want to get students' feedback. We want to hear from students at all different levels. We want to know about, how is sleep for you? What's the impact? If we made the change, what does that mean to you personally? What does that mean to you from extracurricular activity? I'll make a recommendation to the school board, and then they'll make a vote on whether or not we make a change.
Dr. Arkanoff says all the research will be presented to the board in February to implement in 2018 or 2019.
Speaking of schedules, final exams are starting soon. S to the 5th forms are available on the Center Grove High School website. You must submit a form for each period that you wish to S to the 5th. Remember that you are only allowed to S to the 5th 4 periods.
This link on the website will be open until December 7th. If you have any problems, questions, please see Mrs. Cornett in guidance. Freshmen are finishing up their job shadow experiences as Keystone classes come to a close. Jed Kline and Smith Patel bring you the story.
Every year, freshmen go on the well-known job shadow. They get to experience firsthand the career they may be considering.
I job shadowed at a simulation center.
I job shadowed an author.
I job shadowed at the forensic services.
I job shadowed at a hair salon.
I job shadowed at IU Healthcare.
Whether it be watching simulations or sitting in an office, job shadows can be enjoyable.
I got to see different scenarios that the students work on.
I liked learning about the opportunities.
Although the workers see all aspects of the job, it's the freshmen who see the cool parts.
I liked asking the questions and learning even more.
Seeing how the different scenarios work with the students and how they help the patients.
Advice from freshmen to other freshmen who have yet to go on the job shadow.
Just do it as soon as you can.
Try to get someone who you know, because then it's just a lot easier and a lot more fun.
The keystone question really is, do job shadows help?
I definitely want to do something in the psychological field.
I have mixed feelings on whether I actually want to go into this job now that I've gotten more of a handle on what all it entails.
Freshman job shadowing is required. It is an important step in planning for your future.
You may have noticed the empty pastry racks and the appetizing environment in the Media Center's front room. The Promise Cafe is not opened yet. Dex Kaisers brings you information about when you can expect it.
For months now, construction inside CG has mostly been completed, but for many of us, we still walk by this empty yet expensive place daily. CGTV asked Mr. Short why the coffee shop is still not completed.
Right now, we're sitting waiting on a couple of items. I was just speaking with one of the foremen from the construction project. They're taking they call it the ditto panel. What's on the wall, they're little kind of look like boomerangs. They're taking them off of that back wall, and then we'll have to reattach it to the ceiling. And then what they'll do is they'll put a backsplash back there. Part of the reason for that is, food stuff getting caught in behind those ditto panels. It's not able to be cleaned easily. It's attached to the wall. So that's the main reason it's not open. Right now we're looking at shortly after Christmas break opening it up. It'll be, like I said, a small scale. It's not going to be full blown. What we can't have is kids going in there after, let's say, first period, and they're waiting for 15 minutes to get a drink. And then they're 15 minutes or whatever, 9 minutes late to their second period class.
Our breakfast is going to stay the same because there's a lot of students who, love our breakfast. But the coffee shop is just going to add a little bit of a different choices. We went over some recipes and tried some new things. So that's to be discovered once they open.
Personally, I'm an advocate for coffee, and I have it almost every morning. So it'd be nice to have the coffee shop, and especially if we have the chance to use it with our IDs. And I'll probably be getting breakfast too, because sometimes I wake up a little too late to be getting breakfast at home. I don't typically get breakfast at the school, but if we have another variety of options that are maybe a little healthier, more organic per se, then I'd probably be finding myself to get breakfast at the coffee shop. It'll be exciting to return back from break and have something new in the school to end up my second semester of senior year.
According to Mr. Short, the coffee shop should be open for both students and staff shortly after we return from winter break.
The RC Flying Club will host an open fly on Monday, December 5th from 8 to 8:45 p.m. in the Vandy Gym. Please enter through the Hall of Excellence. Anyone is welcome to watch, but if you are looking for a great place to fly your electric vehicle, come out for further questions. Please see Mr. Schultz in room 122.
Next week is also the Orchestra Gala. Miranda Bowens brings you a story about that concert.
So the Orchestra Winter Gala happens every year about the same time, and it in the past has featured the middle schools and the high school orchestras, and this year it's just featuring the two high school orchestras, the Philharmonic and Symphonic. So we'll start that new tradition this year. I really like the music that we picked for this concert. So we've got selections from the Nutcracker, we've got a piece from Home Alone, and we've got a piece called Jingle Bells Hoedown. It's really fun Jingle Bells arrangement, and I think it'll just be a really good, exciting, fun Christmas family type of concert.
As winter sports gear up, junior Lexi Wallman begins her journey back into the pool after a long road of recovery from a terrible injury last summer. Smith Patel and Jade Clinay bring you the story.
Junior Lexi Wallman has been a key part of the swim team for as long as she has been a student at Center Grove High School. A four-wheel accident this summer almost jeopardized that spot, though.
I was running four-wheelers with my dad in Brown County, and we were in the woods on a trail, and there was this dog, and it was running alongside with us while we were riding the four-wheelers, and we were going to go down a hill, and the dog came up and ran kind of in front of me, so I ended up hitting the log, and I flew off, and I shattered my elbow.
The elbow took months to heal, but Wallman was determined to find her way back to the pool.
My coaches have been really good helping me with the process, just because they know that they help push me, but they know that my limits, they know what not to do, and they tell me when it hurts to stop and just, we don't have to go hard the first week or so.
The team has been supported throughout the process.
We're really happy to have her back, and we're super glad that she's back and practicing and that she did come back, because we weren't sure she was going to be able to.
As time goes on and the injury heals, Wallman has been able to do more at practices.
Right now, I have been slowly practicing, doing the normal practices. This is my first week back. I was originally swimming in a separate lane and just doing kicking, and then recently I got told by the doctor that I can do really anything.
The With Wallman back in the pool and competing, the team, of course, is proud of how far she has come.
As a team, I think everyone was really happy to have Lexi back because it was really sad when she had to be out for like almost all summer and the beginning of the school year. So everyone's really proud of her.
While Wallman works her way back from injury, the swim season has already begun. Come out and support all of your swimmers tomorrow at 10 a.m. as they take on Columbus North.
NHS is selling bags for $5 that include everything you need in order to succeed during your exams. They include granola bars, crackers, mints, stress ball, water, pencils, erasers, and much more. If you're interested, please go to Mrs. Goodman in the math hallway or have your parents drop off money in the main office.
The boys basketball season kicks off tonight at home at 7:30 against Southport. Sophia Lackey brings you the preview of the season.
Heading into tonight's season opener against Southport, boys basketball coach Zach Hahn knows his team can learn a lot from what happened last season.
I think more than anything, last year we were a very reactive team overall. We took a lot of shots early on, and this year we're trying to be a proactive team and really start off the season on a great note and be physical and dominate defensively. So that's really our emphasis right now for the first couple weeks, and hopefully it'll carry over in the first 2 games this weekend, and we'll take it from there.
This year's team features younger players who will be forced into leadership roles, something junior Nate McClain knows will be essential for team success.
Since there's only 4 seniors this year and we had 7 last year, a lot of the juniors are going to have to step up and lead too and help them lead throughout the season.
While the team graduated 7 seniors, they will rely heavily on the returning varsity experience.
We have a lot of young guys this year, so that played varsity basketball last year, so we're looking to carry over that experience and chemistry from last year.
As he makes the transition from JV to varsity, sophomore Cam Petty is well aware that he will be facing better competition game in and game out.
I think the competition is going to be a little harder. Guys are a lot taller, more athletic, and have more speed now. So that'll be a challenge, but I'm looking forward to it.
Railing knows that he will need to be prepared to lead this team as one of 4 seniors.
As a senior this year, I'm looking to be a leader on the court more, to communicate to all the younger guys, tell them what to do and where to be at all times.
Last year, the Trojans finished with a 10-15 record, but Hahn hopes this year the team takes the next step in becoming a championship program.
I think more than anything, just learning about the process. It's a long season. Ultimately, you try and win as many games as you can. You win all that you can, and some that you can't, you end up having a good season. But more than anything, I would say the biggest thing I've learned probably is that it is a process, it's a journey, and you can't live and die by every second. I'm a pretty hot-headed person most of the time, and I need to kind of relax, take a step back, reflect more, and find a new approach to help build our team and build our program to be a championship team.
And that's all we have for you today, CG. Bye.
Bye.